Okay, so let's take a look on what Postman offers us. So let's close this screen. Now we are going to talk mainly on this part of the screen. Now here we can define what exactly do we want to send to a REST API. So first we select the HTTP verb we want to use. Now you can see here a lot of verbs. You're probably familiar with get, post, put, and delete. We talked about them earlier. All the other verbs are much less used and we won't discuss them in this course. Next is the URL we want to go. Now you can use the URL you see here, but it will be better if you will use the domain in Biceptor that you selected for yourself. So you will probably need to modify this part. So type the domain that you picked and then let's click send. Now look what we've got. Postman here shows us the exact response that we've got from the REST API. So the first thing that we see is right here, the JSON. This is the exact result or the exact response that we were expecting to. It says that the status is success exactly as we defined in Biceptor, which is great. Now take a look here on the right hand of the screen. We can see the status that returned, which is 200. How much time it took for the response to get executed and come back to us, and the size of the response, which in this case is 218 bytes. Now, usually this is all the information we need in order to use REST API. So we need to see the verb, the URL. If there are query parameters which we don't have in this test, then we will put them here, and we need to see the response and the status. But it's important to know how exactly is this info transferred over the network. And to see this, click here on View and Show Postman Console. You can also use the keyboard shortcut of Alt-Control-C. So I'll click it and I'll bring it here so we can see it and click Clear. And now let's click Send again. And again, I'll bring back the console and look what we have here. The console shows us, and make sure to click on row here. So the console shows us the raw information that is transferred between the client and the server. So what we see here is first this is the request. This is the exact string that the client has sent to the server, and this is the exact string that was received back from the server. So actually this is a response. And if you will look at it, you can see here the verb, the get. You can see the URL or part of it. And you can see the host, which is right here. This is a domain I chose to myself with Biceptor. And here you can see the status code, the 200 with the OK. And this is the body. So the console allows us to see really the raw data that is going back and forth between the client and the server. And here in this screen, we can see it in a prettier representation, including the status and of course the body itself. Okay, great. So now we have Postman up and running on our PC and we can go on with the course.